Hey, Tim Sykes here, and today's lesson is going to be probably the most important lesson that I could make. It's not going to focus on any one stock, and it's not going to feature any one stock chart. It's going to talk, first of all, I'm going to talk about Ray Allen because he is retiring today. He's a great basketball player, in case you don't know. And he wrote this amazing, amazing blog post, which I'll link under this video, called "A Letter to My Younger Self." And today's video lesson is all about my letter to you. And some of you guys are younger, some of you guys are older, some of you guys are girls. It doesn't matter who you are. What Ray Allen wrote today as he was retiring is applicable to everybody. And it's not just in stock trading, it's not just basketball, it's kind of a whole letter about success. And it's very important that you have this mindset. I talk a lot about, how to analyze stocks, but if you have the wrong mindset, and some of you guys do, it's impossible. It's literally impossible to become successful. So some of you who I've had private conversations with, and you're like, oh, I want to do it this way, I want to do it this way. And I'm like, no, that's the wrong way. That's the wrong mindset. Hot stocks don't matter. Alerts don't matter. It's all about the process and becoming self-sufficient. And you fight me, and I just give up on you. And I say, hey, don't even bother applying to be my student because you just have the wrong attitude. You have the wrong mindset. And people are shocked by this. They're like, you should treat your customers better. But for me, you guys aren't just my customers, you're my students. And it's my job to teach you. And if you're not willing to be taught the right way, or you're not willing to think the right way, then it's impossible for me to actually help you become a millionaire. There's a reason why I have more millionaire students than anybody else. And it starts with attitude and mindset. And I'll write a whole blog post later today on this, picking out specific passages from Ray Allen. For those of you who don't know, Ray Allen and I kind of have a little history together. He had this famous shot in the NBA Finals. It was Game 6, and it basically changed the whole game. This is me in my New York Knicks jersey, and I'm being covered by my by the ball, so you can't really tell. But trust me, it's me. This is my student George, who actually made this picture, and I took several students. There's a few more students over here that you can't see, but this is a famous photograph. LeBron's mom is right there. Young Jeezy is there. Falco is right there. I couldn't get courtside seats for Game 6. Normally I sit courtside, but it was tough this game. So I brought several of my students, and we had like third row. And this moment, and I actually have this, you can't see it, but I'm actually wearing video recording glasses too. I'm fully geeked out with my Knicks jersey and my video recording glasses. And I have this posted, this shot, on YouTube. You can see it. You can probably just type in like Tim Sykes, Ray Allen, or Tim Sykes Game 6 finals. This shot changed the whole dynamic of the series, and the Heat went on to win it, and it was so incredible. And also, Ray Allen played for UConn. I'm from Connecticut, so I actually watched him as I was growing up really excel at UConn. I love Ray Allen, okay? And he is such a model for you. This letter to my younger self, I highly encourage you to read the whole thing, but let me just pick out a few passages. Um, let's see. Where do I start? I mean, the whole thing is amazing. So, I mean, I guess this is probably the most applicable right now. He says, in high school, you might think you understand what it takes to be a great basketball player, but you will truly have no idea. When you get to UConn, your coach will show you what hard work really is. His name is Jim Calhoun. Don't get on this man's shit list. And this passage really applies to me because a lot of you think that you know what it takes to become a great trader. You think that it's about the hot stock picks. You think it's about finding breaking news the first. That's not it at all. And, Jim Calhoun, legendary coach. I don't mean to imply that I am like Jim Calhoun, but like Jim Calhoun, who probably has, out of all college coaches in the past like 10 or 20 years, probably has the most, NBA superstars that he groomed. And similarly, I have the most millionaire students that I've groomed. And you don't want to get on my shit list, okay? And I am truly going to show you what hard work really is. This is a great little story here. with Ray Allen. He says, when you walk into the gym for the first practice, get ready for hell on wheels. You're going to be all excited to put your Huskies gear and start shooting around, but then Coach Calhoun is going to flip the script. And, as I'm reading this, I'm thinking so many of you start to come to me and you say, okay, Tim, I want to be a great trader. Give me a hot stock pick. I'll study later. And I'm like, whoa, whoa, whoa. No, you need to study now. Some of you have a small account and you're like, oh, I shouldn't even bother doing this. I have such a small account, it's going to be impossible to become a millionaire. Wrong attitude. Some of you are like, oh, I have a job. I can't even trade during the day. Why even bother studying? Why even get into this? It's impossible. Wrong attitude. I don't care who you are. I don't care how small your account is. Remember, my second millionaire student started with just $1,500 to his name. If you're totally broke and you have no money whatsoever and no hope of getting any money, okay, then maybe the stock market isn't for you. But if you can somehow scrounge together $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, you can become a millionaire if you have the right attitude and mindset. And I'm going to be your Jim Calhoun. This is what he says. Freshman, he'll say, you think you deserve to wear this uniform. You don't deserve this privilege. Not yet. Then the assistant coaches will start handing out these plain gray shorts and t-shirts to all the freshmen. I want to see some sweat, coach will say. Up to that very moment, you think basketball is all about going out and putting up some jump shots and showing your skill. When you get put through Coach Calhoun's first practice, you'll realize, oh, this game is a son of a bitch. You will be put through the hardest workout of your life. You'll be gasping for air, hunched over, but the thing is, the gym in stores is air conditioned. Your body is used to playing in the sweatbox gyms in South Carolina, so there's no air conditioning. At the end of the practice, Coach Calhoun is going to line everybody up and walk down the line looking at every player. When he gets to you, he'll look down at your shirt. There will be a single bead of sweat trickling down your Adam's apple. He'll look at you, then he'll look at the little bead of sweat, then he'll look back at you, and he'll say, that's it, huh? Well, I guess we didn't work you hard enough, Alan. The next practice is going to be even tougher. This man is going to near damn break you, but he's going to make you a much better player in person. This will be your introduction to what it really takes to be great. And when I read this, all I can think about is me teaching these students and you guys. Again, so many people come into my program and want to learn, and they have all these expectations and they have all these assumptions of what it takes to be a great trader. And I will damn near break you. I will break all of the assumptions that you make. I will get you out of your bad habits because Jim Calhoun might be a tough coach. I'm a tough coach. And this works. The parallels are really eerie. He says this, well, then he talks about class. That's not really applicable here. It keeps going. And Ray Allen has had a fantastic career. He's played alongside Hall of Famers. I like this. He says, you'll keep showing up every day, putting in the work. You'll put up more than 26,000 shots in your career. Almost 6 out of 10 won't even go in. I told you this game was a son of a bitch. Don't worry, though, a successful man is built of 1,000 failures, or in your case, 14,000 misses. And this is so applicable to trading. It doesn't matter how many trades you make, as long as you learn the right process. Some of you are so scared to lose, and some of you are so scared to make a mistake, and then if you do make a mistake, you're so hard on yourself, and you discourage yourself from studying even more. It's okay to miss, okay? With basketball, you either make it or you miss it. You can't even cut the shot halfway, so you can't half miss it. With trading, there's actually a benefit where you can miss, you can lose, but you can actually cut your losses. You can be wrong by a penny or 2 cents or 3 cents or 4 cents a share. You don't have to be wrong and lose everything. So a lot of people say, oh, trading is so scary. Most traders lose. You're going to lose big. If you have the right mindset of cutting losses quickly, it doesn't matter. Even if you miss 14,000 times, you learn what not to do. And Ray Allen, is a great shooter, but he learned how to get better over time. And this is beautiful. He wins championships in Boston and Miami. The personalities on those two teams will be different, but both teams will have the same thing in common. Habits. Boring, old habits. I know you want me to let you in on some big secret success in the NBA. The secret is there is no secret. It's just boring old habits. And for me, as I create millionaire students, there is no real secret. It's teaching good habits. Obviously, it's difficult to teach those habits, especially when a lot of you come to me and you have such bad habits. But If I teach you the good habits and then you practice those habits every single day, whether you have a small account, a medium account, or a large account, it's all about habits. No one trade matters. Every single trade is like a basketball shot, no different than Ray Allen's 26,000 shot career. If you have 26,000 trades, think about it like every single shot helps you learn a little better. You refine your process 26,000 times. I only have like 4,000 trades in nearly 20 years. But every single trade I'm refining, I'm making adjustments. If in basketball, you shoot it and, let's say you're terrible at first and it goes over the backboard. Next shot, you won't shoot it as hard and maybe you'll airball it because you'll undershoot. And then the next shot, you'll go somewhere in between and maybe it'll go in. Trading is very similar. You're constantly making adjustment after adjustment after adjustment, learning how to trade, learning what works best for you. No different than basketball players. Ray Allen is a great three-point shooter. Some basketball players are better at layups. Some are better at defense. Traders are all different. We all have different strategies, but you find what works best for you. And what's different in basketball, okay, the defenders are always changing, so you have to adjust your style, but the basket remains the same. It's a stationary place. In the stock market, there are no defenders, well, especially in penny stocks because your competition is a joke. Maybe if you trade big stocks or Forex or something where you can make $100 million or $1 billion, then you have to worry about your defense. In penny stocks, you don't have to worry about defense. But all over finance, there's not one stationary basket. It's always a moving target. So you can never, ever get too comfortable and never truly like get so good that you're like, oh, I'm 20 years into my career, I'm just going to bet it all. I know everything. No. In the stock market, there's always a moving target. You can be wrong on any trade, on any shot. So be real. But this is beautiful, boring old habits. And that's what my challenge is all about. A lot of people say, oh, I don't need your webinars. I don't need your Q&A, from you and Michael Good and Tim Grattani. I just need alerts. Wrong, wrong, wrong. You need to learn the good habits, not just from me, but also my millionaire students, because we all have slightly different habits and slightly different outlooks. And then you need to practice those habits again and again and again. Part of the beauty of my challenge program is that it's not just webinars, it's not just video lessons, it's actually interaction. We have a lot of challenge students who are emailing me, Michael Good, Tim Grattani, Mark Crook, and asking, wait, what about this watch list? What do you think about this stock? What should I do with this habit that I have? It's always, always challenging to refine, but that is what you must do. Boring old habits. Thank you, Ray Allen. Okay? The secret to success in the stock market is that there is no secret. It's just boring old habits. Now, granted, you have to be, pretty tall. You have to be genetically gifted to make it into the NBA. If it's just boring old habits, anybody could do it. The NBA has a very high level of entry. You can't just get in it. I don't care how hard you work. If you're 5'5", you're never going to play in the NBA. There's like one or two, maybe three people under like 6 feet that have been decent, but none of them can really compete with like these 7-footers. So basketball, there's a high degree of difficulty entering the game. With trading, there is none. You can be 5'5", you could be 7 foot, you could be in America, you could be in Asia. The one thing that you do need is a few $1,000s. And I don't know who you are, but if you can't somehow manage to save a few $1,000s over a few weeks, months, or years, mowing grass, working at a menial job, there's something wrong with you, okay? And I'm sorry that some of you guys are totally broke and you would love to have $1,000, but you do need that. That is the one barrier of entry in the stock market. You need a little money, but it still doesn't prevent you from studying. A lot of you broke people think, oh, I don't have any money, I'm just not even going to study. If I was totally broke, I would have no excuse not to study, okay? I would study until I somehow saved $1,000. Imagine if you're totally broke and you have no money. Well, guess what? You can study, you can study, you can study. I have a ton of free stuff. There's a ton of video lessons. There's a ton of webinars. Or you invest a few $100s or a few $1,000s into your education, God forbid, and then you save up over 2, 3, 5, 10 years in order to trade after you have the education. But no one really thinks like that. I have some students who physically cannot trade. They change jobs or they change locations and they give up entirely. And they say, oh, I can't trade for the next year or two. I'm not even going to bother. Why? The stock market is never going to change. If you're truly interested in becoming a millionaire, you're going to have this knowledge for the rest of your life. It is the height of all stupidity not to study, even if you only have a small amount of money, even if you can't trade right away. Boring old habits. Thank you, Ray Allen. This is another great passage. I mean, I could talk for hours on this whole article. But he says, in every locker room you'll ever be in, everybody will say all the right things. Everybody says they're willing to sacrifice whatever it takes to win a title. But this game isn't a movie. It's not about being the man in the fourth quarter. It's not about talk. It's getting in your work every single day when nobody is watching. Kevin Garnett, Paul Pierce, LeBron, Wade, the men who you're going to win champions with are all going to be different people. What makes them champions is the boring old habits that nobody sees. They compete to see who can be the first to get to the gym and then the last to leave. Your peers who think this is a cliche or think this doesn't apply to them because they have God-given talent will play their whole careers without winning an NBA title. But I want you to understand something deeper. The championships are not the point. Yes, there's a sense of validation and vindication when you raise the trophy above your head, remembering everyone who ever said you wouldn't do anything, four-year bench warmer, alcoholic, white boy. But if I'm being real with you, what you'll realize after you win the first title is that the thrill is fleeting. The vindication is fleeting. If you only chase that high, you're going to end up very depressed. Now, there's a lot to go over here, but what he's saying is you need to put in a ton of effort. It doesn't matter how much talent you have. No different in the stock market. Some people say, oh, Tim, there's so many video lessons that you have. I have 300 hours of video lessons, and that categorizes every single pattern that I've ever learned, good trades, bad trades, different markets. It is astounding to me if you're not willing to put in a lousy few hundred hours of research. I know you want to just put in an hour or two and then go watch Netflix or play video games and do something that doesn't hurt your brain. But if you truly want to master it, if you truly want to be a millionaire, you have to do what others are not willing to do. And it's no different with basketball players. Kobe Bryant was famous for, just going ridiculous hours shooting hoops, just getting better, getting better, getting better, getting better. And then Ray Allen makes his great point. It's not about the NBA championships, okay? The championships are not the point. And now this will confuse a lot of people because what I say and what my millionaire students say is that when we became millionaires, that's not the point. It's nice to be a millionaire. We're very grateful for the 7 figures in our bank account, but it's the journey that matters. The 7 figures is just vindication of your hard work, Obviously, you want the good life, you want freedom. That's amazing. But if you just do it for the money and you say, oh, I hate this job, I hate studying, just give me the money, just give me the money, and you're only focused on the money is not going to make you happy. This is why I don't play the lotto. And this is why if you look at people who win the lotto, their lives are very screwed up. They didn't earn their money. If you look at early, young, like Hollywood stars and teen stars. They don't know how to deal with the money and success because they didn't truly go through the years and the habits and the practice and the refinement year after year, day in, day out. They didn't truly earn it. So the world is a very screwed up place for them. The beautiful thing about me and my millionaire students, and even my 6-figure students, is that it is vindication of all our hard work. You can study a lot. I know a lot of traders who study, but they don't necessarily study my strategy. They don't follow my rules. They think they can just learn on their own, and they never make 6 or 7 figures. That sucks. If you just study all the time and you don't have any success, I don't wish that on anybody, okay? Then the journey, okay, you're going through the journey, you're putting in the time, but you're not getting the rewards. So for Ray Allen, for me, for my millionaire students, for probably anybody who's won like a sports championship, you know that the sports championship, the millions of dollars, it's nice. It's very, very nice, and we're very, very grateful. But it's the journey combined with the eventual vindication that makes it all worth it. If you only have one or the other, it's not the same. I mean, Ray Allen could teach stock trading. He doesn't even know it. Let's see. Life is about the journey, not the destination, and that journey will change you as a person. I agree 100%. If you talk with my millionaire students, they don't they're not like all crazy hyped up, like, oh, this is amazing to be a millionaire. They're kind of boring. They go in every single day looking for potential trades, trying to find the best patterns, trying to find shares to short, boring old habits, and eventually it has paid off for them. But it does change you as a person. And I told this to Larry King, where he's like, kind of demeaning me, kind of saying, hey, why are you posting all these stacks of cash and these cars? Like, you're teaching the wrong stuff. You're teaching materialistic stuff. And what I told Larry King is what I'm going to tell you. Once you make it to 6 or 7 figures in your accounts, it doesn't matter if you have an orange Lamborghini or a Jeep Grand Cherokee. It really doesn't. But when you are not yet a millionaire, when you are not yet successful, that stupid orange Lamborghini, that stack of cash on $1 million on your bed, that will inspire you to study harder. So I'm not worried about my millionaire students. Once you actually make $1 million the right way, trade after trade, sometimes losing, but always refining, you get wiser and it changes you as a person. The journey changes you. So even though I'm promoting this kind of superficial lifestyle, the superficial stuff is just to motivate you to study. Once you have the money, you can do whatever you want. I said this on Cheddar the other day, and I was like, I don't even like my Lamborghini. It makes me nauseous. My Ferrari, sure, it's nice, it's fun, but those are just toys. They're not who I am. I know some people are like, oh, if you don't have a nice car, you're nobody. I think that's stupid. Okay? I think you have a total messed up mindset. A lot of people in Hollywood that I've met have a total messed up mindset on who you are. And by the way, here is even in Ray Allen's own article, this is the shot that I showed the reverse of, where I'm 3 rows back, and this is Ray Allen. It's obviously one of his highlights in his life, because this is his article, and he posted this exact shot, and it was a game-changing, series-changing, life-changing moment for everybody in attendance. 6.7 seconds left on the clock. They had already missed a 3. I think it was LeBron who took a shot earlier. Or maybe it was even Ray. Maybe this was his second attempt. I don't know. But this eventually swished, and it was awesome. And all of the hard work, this is not a result of luck. This is thousands and thousands. And by the way, the 26,000 shots that he took is him in the NBA. Okay? Forget about the thousands of shots that he took in college and the tens of thousands of shots in practice. So if you think that you're going to do so well in the stock market or in sports with very little effort, you will be wrong. Okay? And this is beautiful. After he wins the championship, he parks the car in front of a white office building. He walks in the door. The receptionist looks at you and says, Ray, what are you doing here? Ray says, I couldn't sleep, but you just won the title. Yeah, I just wanted to get out of the house. But it's 8 a.m. and you just won the title. Well, I still got to get back some work to be done on this tooth. Is he in? And your dentist walks in his office. And a lot of people are confused, okay? Because you think, wait a minute, you just won the title. This should be validation of everything. You should be out partying till 4 a.m. Don't even remember that night. That's a great night. And yet Ray Allen wakes up early the next morning and goes to the dentist. You're the kind of guy who goes to the dentist the morning after winning the NBA title. In order to achieve your dreams, you will become a different kind of person. You'll become a bit obsessive about your routine. This will come at a heavy cost to some of your friends and family. Most nights you won't go out. Your friends will ask why. You won't drink alcohol ever. Okay, here's one thing that's a little different with traders. I know a lot of successful traders, they drink alcohol every single night. The NBA is a very physical game. Your body must be taken care of. Alcohol is technically poison. So that's why he's talking about that. Don't freak out. If you want to be successful in the stock market, I know plenty of people who drink and do drugs and they have fun and they're like adrenaline junkies. But as a sports star, your body is your vessel. I understand that. But the beautiful thing, what Ray is saying here, you'll become a different person. You'll become a bit obsessive about your routine. I agree 1,000,000%. You need to become obsessive. Your friends and family won't get it. At my Vegas conference, I asked people to raise their hands. How many of your friends and family don't want you trading? And about half or maybe even 5/8 of the room raised their hands, because most traders lose money. I trade freaking penny stocks. It must be the Wolf of Wall Street, right? BS, BS, BS assumptions. What I teach are good trading habits that I've learned over the past 2 decades. Sure, I specialize in stock trading. It's hated. Sure, I specialize in day trading. It's hated. Sure, I specialize in short selling and penny stocks. Hated, hated, hated. So I'm the fucking devil, right? I'm teaching all this stuff that's hated. What I have found is opportunity down in this niche because the whole world hates on these topics. They hate on them because they don't understand them. Okay, basketball, sports, very easy to understand. Everyone loves them for the most part. Stock trading, the stock market, very scary. A lot of people lose a lot of money. There's a lot of confusion. People who claim to be experts are teaching bad rules. All I can do is teach you my boring old habits. And I want you to become obsessed with the habits that I teach you. And you'll probably form habits of your own that work better for you. Just like my millionaire students, we're not all the same. But you need to think about this as a long-term approach. And I know many of you don't want it, and that's fine. If you don't actually want to be a millionaire, if you don't actually want to make the sacrifices of, yes, not going out at night, of, yes, studying. Look at this. You'll have to put your family and friends on the back burner. Most of the time, you'll be alone. This is very similar when you're studying to be a trader and you are a trader. That won't make you the most popular person. Some people simply won't understand. Is the cost worth it? Only you can answer that. And so I'm making this video not just to highlight Ray Allen and this awesome article and the habits and the whole dead-on approach and mentality, but only you can answer if you have what is needed to actually be successful in the stock market or successful in life. You know, it's not the end of the world if you decide that this isn't for you. If you say, hey, Tim, I want to be rich, but frankly, I don't need money that bad. I just want to hang out with my friends and family. I want to be popular. That's fine. Okay. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Just don't waste my team and my time trying to be somebody that you're not. So I need you to say, leave a comment right now and say, will you be dedicated or not? And if you say you're not going to be dedicated, it's okay. I'm not going to say, oh, well, screw you. I'm going to say, thank you for being honest. You have to make the decision for you. I can't do it. I can teach you my habits. I can make video lesson after video lesson, webinar, answer all these questions, show up every single day with watch lists and commentary and trade alerts. But you have to be open and receptive to taking in the knowledge and having the right approach to get better month in, month out, year in, year out. I can't do that for you. I can't study for you. I can't get this knowledge and put it inside your head. That's the future, probably 20, 30, 40 years, where I'll just be able to, basically give you a little chip. You'll insert it in your head. It'll be like the Matrix, and you'll know Kung Fu, and you'll know stock trading. That would make my job so much easier. But that's not happening anytime soon. That might even be like 100 years away. So right now, you have to decide, is this for you? Do you want to be the Ray Allen of the stock market and stock trading? Okay? I will teach you every single thing I know. And I will never quit on you. But you have to never quit on me. So every day for the rest of your life, you'll have to choose. I mean, Ray Allen, this could be the single best blog post I've ever read that applies to the stock market and success and the right mentality. Do you want to fit in, or do you want to embark on the lonely pursuit of greatness? This is it. This is it. And look at this. He saves this surprise. I write to you as a 41-year-old man who is retiring from the game. I write to you as a man who is completely at peace with himself. Ray did everything he could for decades to become a great basketball player. He's succeeded. He's happy. And he wants to pass down his lessons to you. Just like I am at peace with myself. Okay? With the millions of dollars that I've made, I trade with a very small account these days. Unlike every single other person in the stock market, I'm not trying to trade with more money. I'm trading with smaller and smaller amounts every year. This year I started with 12,000. Next year I'm going to start with 5,000. Okay? Because teaching is my goal. It's not just about trading profits. I know many people out there who trade with big accounts and all they do is buy, and then their subscribers buy, and then guess what? They sell. And they make 10, 20, 30,000. They're like, look, it's so easy. And their subscribers don't learn shit. That's why they don't have several millionaire students. That's why their quote millionaire students don't show all their trades publicly. Okay? You have to be very careful who you learn from in this business. Ray Allen has documented success, shot after shot after shot. You can see it on videotape. I have documented success. Live trade after live trade after live trade after archive trade. You can see it all on video. Very, very similar. I might not manage $1 billion, okay? I might not have truly won the trading championships in the world, but I have done what very few people have done, and that is turn a few thousand into several million. And now trading with a small account, I try to grow my accounts exponentially year in, year out, trying to show you the process, the boring old habits. So, I'm going to close this video. I've been talking for a while. I want you to read this whole blog post in its entirety, but you have to make the decision for yourself, okay? This is Ray Allen's letter to his younger self. This is my video to my younger or older students. Are you going to do what it takes to be great? It is not the path for everybody. It's going to take a lot of sacrifices and the right mindset and a lot of time. Okay? Even if you have a job or school, guess what? You can study at night and on the weekends. I heard excuses where like, I have no time to study. That's BS. Okay? Life is long. I'm not asking for 20 hours every single day. Give me an hour or two a day for a year or two. That's all I'm asking for. It's actually easier in the stock market than to become an NBA champion, I think. But you still have to be willing to put in the time. So leave a comment. Let me know if this is for you, if this resonates for you. Maybe you're just totally lost, and even though this article, really makes sense to me, maybe it doesn't make sense at all to you and you just want to learn basic stock patterns. I don't know. Leave a comment. I always try to respond to the comments, but if I don't respond right away, or if I miss a comment, don't be angry because I'm getting thousands of comments every single day. But I do read everything, okay? Even if I don't necessarily respond right away, especially, I'm reading everything and I take everything in, because the beautiful thing about teaching and using social networking to grow my education business is that I'm probably in contact with more traders than anybody in the history of the world, in the history of the stock market. And I can see what's needed. I can see what problems you're having. I can see why, for example, this article, I think, and this mindset and this video lesson is so key for you to watch and remember and implement so that you understand what you have to actually do to be successful. Because you can watch all my video lessons, like I said, but if you only are saying, okay, I'm going to watch these video lessons and I'm going to just learn how to piggyback Tim, that's not going to make you successful. I don't want you following my alerts. I don't want you following alerts from anybody. Use all the information. If I'm buying a stock, put that into your brain and say, wait, why is Tim buying this stock? Let me learn in real time. What does Tim see here? And once you learn in real time from enough trades, even if you don't personally have experience in the trades, you get better. It speeds up your education. That's why, like on November 7th, I'm doing a full live trading day, okay? My next virtual trading with me and Tim Bowen, who's going to be demonstrating some awesome new stocks to trade features. And we're going to do live trading. You're going to be able to see my screen. And that helps you learn. But please, 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 think about learning over the long run. Think about Ray Allen and his multi-decade career and the path that he took to success and the path that my millionaire students and I have taken to success. It is not for everybody. And I'm trying to be crystal clear here. I don't think I can be any clearer. If this is not for you, if you don't have a good work ethic, and just be real about it, don't even start in right now, because you're just going to waste my time, my team's time, and most importantly, your time, okay? If you're not in it to truly win it, don't even bother. I know a lot of people, they're just like, I just want hot stock picks. That's fine. Don't bother becoming my student. You're only going to waste your time and my time, because for me, it's not just about hot stock picks. It's about creating millionaires from scratch And that's a whole different path that requires a lot more work. So anyways, I'm going to go eat some lunch. But I love Ray Allen. Ray, thank you for writing this. Thank you for inspiring me. And to the photographer who took this picture and covered my head with the ball, it pisses me off because this was a great moment and I wish you could see my corny ass video goggles. Thank you. I'll see you guys in the chat room.
My name is Tim Sykes, and I teach people to trade stocks. I am a self-made multimillionaire.
So this is the ideal trade that I'm going to talk about. I want you guys to understand every single aspect of this trade.